Oh my actual God, this thing is finally done. What an absolute palaver that was. Let me give you an overview. Now, before I start in earnest on this, there's going to be two things which you're going to hate me for, and I will come to those, and you're not going to like it, but it's just for the sake of time, because I wanted to get the machine done. I was like halfway through it. As you've seen in the other videos, it took a long time to do this, and I was just like, oh God, I just want to get this done now, just to get it off the bench so I could do other things. But anyway, as you've seen from the previous videos, I managed to get a new motor in this machine. Now, I've no idea what that motor was, where it was from. It had been sat on my bench for quite some time, and I think it's probably something like a 1800 watt motor. It is incredibly powerful, and it produces an incredible amount of heat. Now, I got the Miele back together, and I thought, oh, brilliant, I've done it, it's great. Had it on the bench, turned it on, and it ran. The electronics worked, lovely stuff. I could feel, like, this top section wasn't on, I could feel that the air coming out of the exhaust inside was really quite hot. I was like, oh, that does feel quite warm. And I left the original TOC, the thermal overload control, from that motor on the motor. It was actually mounted to the side of the motor. I left that there, so I thought, perfect, that's ideal. But what I didn't realise was that there was another thermal overload control in here. And it's actually part of the little box of electronics, or one electronic, that came out of the original motor that the machine obviously needs in order to supply its variable power. So I'm just going to cut away now to a couple of photographs and a voiceover which will explain the problems I had. Okay, so as you can see, what we're looking at here is the very tiny PCB that resides within the small plastic box which is on the side of the Miele's original motor. And this little box contains the triac and the Miele's original thermal overload control. And that little silver thing there sticking up is the original TOC. Now this is absolutely fine for the Miele's original 900 watt motor. However, it really didn't like it when a 1700 watt motor was put next to it. So it would cut out far too soon. There's another picture here. If I should show you the next picture, it's a slightly better picture. And you can see the TOC stood up on the board, and you can see the triac there as well. So the solution to this problem was to remove the Miele's original TOC and bridge it out. And if we go on to picture number 3, you can see there the board where I've removed the TOC and just bridged out the track. So this board now has no TOC in it. It just runs as the electronic speed controller using the triac, and the original TOC is attached to the motor. Now, I was very lazy first time round, and I did not mount this particularly well in the cleaner when I put it back together, but this time I actually did the job properly. And as you can see there in this picture, I've mounted the controller box to the top of the motor cover. Now this means that it's actually in the airstream of the motor, and even though the air that's coming out of the motor is quite hot, it's still in an airflow, which should hopefully go some way to keeping it quite cool. And yeah, that's it. That's our little slideshow. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that little segue. Now, okay, so I finally sorted this out now, and it runs fine. It is unbelievably powerful. That motor is absolutely insane. As I say, it must be something like 1800 watts. It just burns the power, and it is so hot. you can't really sort of keep your hand near the exhaust when the top's off. You can't really keep your hand there for too long because it gets so hot that your hand actually starts to hurt. And what was quite funny was that I tried to put the original Miele charcoal filter back in it, because that is very good at reducing noise. The machine's quite loud now. It's certainly louder than it would be with its original motor. But the air pressure, because the filter was blocked, and I tried to clean it out. I cleaned it out, I banged it on the bench and I cleaned it and everything. It was so strong that it actually pushed the top lid off the cleaner. It broke the suction seal, which is incredible. The amount of power, the vacuum that's within the bag compartment holding it down was overcome by the pressure of the filter being pushed off the machine. Wow, holy crap, that is quite something. So yeah, just a couple of things to mention. This rod is no good, and you can't fix them particularly easily. So when I use it, I'm going to put a bit of sticky tape around the, actually that's sort of doing it. Now the reason that's all crushed up is because of the Allteq head, which we'll come to later. So I'm just going to put some tape around that, and we'll call that done. I ain't going any further. You can't really fix it, so that's that. And the other thing that you're going to hate me for is inside. Yeah, I am going to get some hate for this. Now, people have said on previous comments, don't use a pneumatic HEPA flow bag. Make sure you use genuine Miele. You can probably find a bag holder. Yes, that's all very true, and I agree totally. But for the sake of time, because as I say again, I just wanted to get it done, I have fitted a pneumatic HEPA bag. Unfortunately, it would come off. If I just popped it on there, it would come off. So I've actually, I hope you can see it, I've put a screw in. I've screwed it. Where is it? It's here somewhere. Oh, I can't see. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there's a screw there. So I've screwed the bag to the top flap. I'm not selling this, so I'm not going to let this go out the door like that. Oh, and then I've just stuffed a pre-motor filter in there. I don't really care. And I've taken a Hoover Pure Power filter and I've sawn a bit off the end. So that just kind of just resides there. It just helps to reduce the noise because the machine is now quite loud, certainly in high power mode. But having said all that, oh, it's got all dusty. It was all lovely and shiny. Having said all of that, it works. It actually works. I've got a working C3 Complete cat and dog, which is fantastic. And to be honest with you, I love the colour. I love the colour. It's really nice. And it is the perfect machine to use with the Accunova. So that's what we're going to go and do now. The Accunova is charged. It's ready to go. So let's go into the lounge. Unfortunately, you're going to have to listen to me talking a little bit more. Sorry about that. Oh, hello again. Here we are, back in the lounge with the Miele C3. Okay, so we've got here a selection of Miele floor tools. And I just want to start off by saying how utterly crap the original Allteq head is. It's just so cheap and so nasty. I tried to use this yesterday. I have previously used it because I wanted to make sure it was working so I could film the video. I tried to use this on this rug, and actually it wasn't just this rug, because I know this rug can be a little bit tricky sometimes to vacuum, but I tried it on the other carpets as well, and it just clamps itself down, and it is so hard to use, really difficult, terrible, absolutely terrible. I hate this thing, and it's no good on hard floors either. Again, it just clamps itself down. If you try and use it on vinyl or lino, it sticks to it or it pulls it up, and you can't use it at all. It's rubbish. Even on the Miele's lowest setting, it was almost impossible to use. And I totally understand why the rods break. Because if you think about it, you've got the Allteq head this end here, and then you're trying to push from this end, and you push the amount of pressure that's getting pushed down onto this plastic. It's just a little plastic tongue inside, and it just snaps the tongue off because you've got to force this bloody head to go anywhere on your carpet. So that is absolute rubbish, and I hate it, and it can bugger off. Which leaves us with two other heads. Here's the Accunova. Now we're definitely going to give this a run. It's all charged up. I'm going to keep my fingers away from the brush on. So that's good, that's running. But I do just want to see what happens when we use this vintage 1980s Miele turbo head with this particular cleaner. Because as I've said previously, this thing is unbelievably powerful, and I just want you to listen to it running. You may not be able to tell the difference. Obviously I can't demonstrate the difference because I don't have one of these to show you with its original motor. But check it out. So that's on minimum. That's on minimum. That's chair. Rug. That's ear cleaning. That's fitted rugs. And finally hard floors. I mean, it's unbelievable. And even in just that short, even in just that short space of time, that has become warm. So we're not going to use this on the carpet, but I am just really curious to see how this spins. That's minimum. That is so hard to push. Yeah. Now, usually turbo tools just glide across the carpet, but this one beds down into the pile, but it doesn't stop. It keeps going. That's just testament to the massive amount of power that this particular C3 is outputting. God, I think it's probably going to melt. This is going to melt before that TOC trips, I swear to God. But anyway, that's enough faffing about. I just wanted to show you that because I thought it was quite funny. Let's get the Accunova set up and we can actually vacuum with it. Let's see how long it lasts if it bursts into flames. Right, we've got the Accunova set up. So I'm going to turn that on first, and then I'm going to turn the C3 on, and we're going to sort of work up through the power levels, see if it becomes impossible to push this. So let's turn this on first. That's running. Okay, here we go. Still going. So even on full power, I can move the Accunova back and forth. So that's really good. And I suspect it's something to do with the fact that this is a really good head and it has 4 wheels. Yeah, oh, don't, I'm not going to put my fingers near that brush hole. We know what happens when I do that. So let's try the turbo tool. Let's see if I can use this. I hadn't really intended to do this, but let's give it a go. Let's just whack it onto full power, see what happens. Quite hard to move on the forward push. Oh, that's easier. Okay, and let's, for shits and giggles, let's try the Allteq. Ugh. Again, I'm just going to whack it on full power. I'm not going to be able to move this, guys. Yeah, see, it just breaks the rod. Oh, God. And a nice jumpy backstroke. Brilliant. Oh, that's so good. Can you imagine trying to clean a house with that bloody thing? It would drive you insane. You know, try it on low power. Yeah, see, even then it's difficult, and it just destroys the rods. That's the absolute minimum power, and it's still difficult to do. And that's all you need. And that's a truly amazing amount of power, even on the lowest setting. Oh God, I'm exhausted now. Well, there we go. The C3 Complete is almost complete. It's almost done. A few other bits. I need to find a better telescopic rod than that one, because that's utter crap. And we don't have a full complement of tools either. We only have a very sad and lonely little dusting brush. So I might have some other tools upstairs that will fit there, possibly. But having said all that, it's incredibly powerful. It's absolutely bonkers. And the other thing is, it's so much lighter than it was previously. With that replacement motor, it's a huge difference. You just swing it around, it's great. So yeah, I think I'm going to keep it. Well, I kind of have to keep it. I can't sell it as it is, unless I were to find a bag holder. I wonder if you could find a bag holder from somewhere. Kind of need another C3, don't I, really? Like a real scrap one. The fact you can stick other motors in them, it's like borderline now, isn't it? Like, would you scrap it or not, or would you just stick a Chinese motor in there and sell it? I don't know. I'm kind of in two minds about that. But, you know, I'm kind of thinking maybe keep it for the car. It's incredibly powerful, perfect for it. And does it matter if it gets bashed and dented? Not really. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think I've done a terrible job. Let me know if you like it. I think most of you are probably going to be disgusted with this, so I'm really sorry about that. But yeah, there we go. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, because it really helps me out. and I'll see you guys in the next video. You take care. Bye.